Let's go right now to Douglas Holtz-Eakin, the former Congressional Budget Office Director. And Doug, first on the point, I know your sheer size of these spending packages, I get that. But it does seem to be a growing consensus when even people like Jerome Powell of the Federal Reserve said, we're going to need more stimulus, and the more the better. Having said that, they're very close. They're really close. And now it might fall apart. And it might be Nancy Pelosi's fault. What do you think?
First, I think it's true that we will need to support the economy some more, or a better way to think about it, the risk of doing too much is way, way, way lower than the risk of doing too little. So, there should be a way to get to yes on this. And, to my eye, at least, the person who has not moved is the Speaker, Nancy Pelosi. She's had a lot of pressure from her own party and moderates in her party to sort of get to yes on this. And she has consistently claimed to be negotiating in good faith, but doesn't seem to want to be able to get an agreement and deliver what would be a perceived victory to the White House prior to the election. And so this is where we are. And it's not just the size of the package, the 1.8 versus 2.6 versus 500 billion. It's what's in there. She has consistently refused to include things that Republicans have named as top priorities. Business liability protections, for example. Those have never been in anything she's agreed to. And so if you're not going to let the other folks' top priorities in the package, are you really negotiating in good faith? That's the question.
Well, then that became an issue. You have to know what's in it. And she was kind of lecturing, well, not kind of, she was lecturing with Blitzer. You don't know what you're talking about because you don't know what's in it. And that was a perfect opportunity for her to then say, here's what I think is missing from it. But she didn't. And I'm beginning to wonder whether she knows herself. I mean, because the closer we get to figures that in the aggregate are almost matching, then this next cycle is, all right, where are our priorities here? As to your point, Republicans are pushing some liability protection for businesses and the like in case they're sued over an emergence of the virus where they work. But beyond that, they're on the same page on unemployment benefits. They're on the same page on stimulus checks. They're on the same page at strengthening the Paycheck Protection Program. They're on the same page for even widespread business relief. They're just not on the same page on some of those other issues, which makes the $1.8 trillion package what it is. But they have more in common than they do uncommon. So why does this just sit?
I think if you just gave an eloquent summary of the policy issues and the way they can, in fact, be mediated. Republicans have gone from $0 to $300 a week on unemployment insurance. They're willing to acknowledge the need for additional UI and then the checks and what they view as a Christmas tree wish list, which was the original HEROES Act. And so, given that you can get to compromise on policy, the fact that nothing's happening really suggests this is just politics. And this is about the presidential race in particular. And, in my experience, at this time in the cycle, she will not do anything without the approval of the Biden campaign. And they may very well be thinking, we can't let the president succeed on any front. And those are the marching orders. So appear to keep the negotiations going, but don't make a deal. And this is a political moment.
Yeah, indeed it is. With less than 3 weeks to go before the election, increasingly looking unlikely that a deal could be cobbled together. There are those separate talks, of course, that Mitch McConnell wants to have about a pared-down deal for the Paycheck Protection Program. That might come to pass, but besides that, very little else. Doug, always good chatting with you. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Neil.